A year ago, healthcare.gov was not doing well. Instead of helping people buy health insurance, it was serving people errors. It looked like for the first time in American history, a major policy initiative was going to be destroyed by a website not working. The Obama administration reached out to an ad hoc team of people in the tech industry. When Uncle Sam calls you and says, "I need your skills to save America," you tend to say yes. A bunch of us flew out to Baltimore. We were out there for 5 months. We were out there during the polar vortex from last year. It was extraordinarily cold in Baltimore while we were there. And there was about 30 of us all told. We were in teams of 2 to 4 engineers, and we were working 24/7 for 5 months. We were there from October through March. And when the first people on team arrived, they realized that the monitoring didn't work. It wasn't helping us answer important questions about what was going on with the site. And this was a problem. So we started to add some really basic stuff, like what's the latency of this request to the site? What's the percentage of errors? What's the funnel look like? Like, we didn't know if people were actually able to get through to buy insurance at all. And this was all great, and it helped a lot, but what it didn't do is tell us if we were actually helping. I mean, we were coming in out of nowhere. We were the ad hoc team. Were we helping make the problem go away? We took some inspiration from Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we asked ourselves, are the problems we're solving this week higher quality problems than the problems we were solving last week? When we started, there was no monitoring, so we added some. And the monitoring told us terrible things, like the site wasn't up, so we got the site up. And then there were too many errors, and then it was too slow. And finally, we got all of that kind of sorted out, and then we're like, holy cow, there's going to be people coming at the end because people like to wait till the end to sign up. We better get ready. It was awesome. One of the first engineers on site was this guy, Mikey Dickerson, who was awesome. And he came up with Mikey Dickerson's hierarchy of reliability, which told us that the initial efforts to solve the problem were in the wrong place. They were up at the top, and we needed to be down at the bottom. This was great. It helped us focus. As new people joined the ad hoc team, we would brief them on how the site was doing and let them kind of figure out what to do next. They would usually come back and say, hey, I've got this great idea for this problem to solve that we had thought was impossible because of where we were. This was great. Not only did it mean that we were solving better and better problems, it also kept us from taking too long. Like, good enough is totally fine. It's way better than perfect when every single thing around you is completely and totally on fire. In addition, this was great for the people that had already been working on the site. Your mental model would get stale. On week 4, the site's behavior was completely different than it was on week 1. What that meant is that you weren't able to be helpful. If you were concentrating on the availability problem when the site was already available, we would lose credibility and we just wouldn't be able to make things better. So we got over 7 million people insurance. We got over 4 million people on Medicare, right? It's awesome. This site got 6 people insurance on its first day. I mean, right? Not bad. Here's the deal. Your problem hierarchy for your project is going to be totally different from ours. If you're working in an area you know well, you can sit down and come up with a problem hierarchy in less than an hour. Just write it down. If you're working in an area you don't know well, find an expert. They can write one down for you. If neither of those are an option for you, because you're doing something completely new, here's a really good question. What problem do I wish I was working on instead of the crappy problem that I'm stuck with right now? If you keep asking that question and figuring out how you get there, all of a sudden, you have a problem hierarchy to work with that can guide your way. Here's the thing I want you to remember. This happened to me. Also, when you're in the middle of a really bad crisis or a project that's moving really, really fast, and you have no idea what problem is going to happen next, and everything's flying at you like a swarm of angry bees, you're not going to think you're making progress. Stop, take a breath, figure out what your problem hierarchy is. Once you've got your problem hierarchy, ask yourself, are the problems I'm solving this week, or this day, or this hour, higher quality than the problems I was solving last week? Keep asking yourself that question, and let the answers determine whether or not you're making progress. Thank you very much for your time.